$12:30 lunch, hour and a half.
Yeah, this should take probably about 30 minutes, and then we'll have time for him to continue learning for a little bit before lunch. And if it goes a little bit more than that, we'll just kind of cut it. All right, y'all. So today, if you're going by the schedule on Canvas, it's not really what we're doing. We're breaking up the instruction a little bit more today. There's just a lot of kind of more complicated processes. We've talked about it before of once you know it exists, once you know that you can come back and find it again, please don't try to memorize all of it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to continue from where we left off, which is that sort. The sort module or slide or whatever they want to call it in Codecademy. Andrew's going to take us through it. So we're going to start back on sort. We're going to try to get through it, but we're going to do this for about 30 minutes, give you another chunk of time to keep learning through it, and then we're going to have our lunch. All right, so that's the schedule for the next little bit. So I'll pass it off to Andrew.
And thank you, Robert. Robert. All right, everybody. Hopefully, most of us have gotten up to this point. If you haven't, that's okay. It'll be good to hear it from us right now. And then as you go through it yourself, hopefully you hear something when you're reading it and it clicks. All right, cool. So everybody can see this. Sharing my screen just fine. Let's start. I'm gonna have
Recording in progress.
Let's see here. Let's start off with Jamal. Do you want to just read this first little bit for us?
Yeah, no problem. Let me zoom in.
Hey, y'all.
I can zoom in on my screen too if that helps.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
Okay.
Okay. Sort takes the standard input and orders
Hey,
it alphabetically.
I'm just here to see who
to the
comes on
standard output.
at different
doesn't change
times.
the
So
file itself.
they say
Here,
hey to chat so I know who's on.
The continents and
And also give it for the
continents.txt will
YouTube
be listed
algorithm
in alphabetical
in the chat.
order. You have Africa, Antarctica, Asia, Australia, Europe, North America, South America.
Hey, just say hi. Who's on here?
Cool. And then, so can you, just based off of your memory, can you tell me what this line here is doing?
So right now I'm in my learning
Doing that part.
environment with
Call on
generation.
somebody if you like.
So is in the
Yeah,
Zoom. So I'm kind of listening in the
it
background
looks
too.
like the cat glaciers.txt
And then about
is
30
being
minutes or so
typed
we go to
into the
lunch.
sort,
Anywho, just calling,
which is
just checking and
also
see what y'all up to.
being
So, you know,
put into the sorted
One person won
slash
that lottery ticket
glaciers.txt.
in that lottery that I spoke about 2 days ago.
Yeah.
So
Oh, that's awesome. You nailed it.
California,
Yeah, definitely.
out of all places.
Appreciate you just jumping in there.
Then
and
of
doing
course,
No problem.
that. And if you wanna
California has
finish
one of the
off
highest
reading it,
taxes in regards to
kind of
state
exactly what
tax.
you said, right?
But
Yeah, so
they still
okay,
be left with millions of dollars. But
here
you
the
know,
command
as I
takes
stated,
the standard output from
ain't no
cat
money in my account
glaciers.txt
of anything. Well, one thing
and
I didn't
types
play, so
it to the
no big
sort
deal.
or it to sort.
Trust
The
me,
standard output
there will be a
of
big
sort
jackpot in the
is
future.
redirected
Things will
to
start to
new
grow
file name
again.
sorted
You know, go
slash
ahead, like I said
glaciers.txt.
before.
Cool.
I'll
All
pay
right.
my little $2
Thanks for jumping in there again.
and change.
Cool,
No
so-
problem.
Does
And
that, hopefully
whatever
that makes
happens,
sense to
happens. But if
everybody,
it
and
don't,
you were able
no
to
big
get
deal.
to this part of the instructions.
But
So number one,
I
can
would be-
get,
I would
let's
want to
see.
know
Let's get Maliha.
what kind
Can
of
you
person or
read,
who won
Number
up there in
one for me and tell
California.
me what I need to type in the terminal.
And
A few commands are particularly powerful and
You know,
combined with redirection. Let's try them out.
maybe it's a group of
First,
people.
use cat
You know,
to
you
view
never
the
know.
contents of Lakes
And usually when it's one
text.
person that, when it's
So
a
we're
one
gonna,
winning ticket,
Um,
most of the
type
time
in cat
that I've started to notice that
and
it will be several people. Hey, Shelly Shell. One thing I
Lakes
noticed is that when they said
tags.
one person won the lottery, or not one person, but one ticket
Yeah.
was sold that won,
Perfect.
most of the time
Will you call on somebody else to tell me what
you
to do
would
next?
see that it was,
Amana.
you see that it is like a group. People who work at a plant
She-
or at a company of some sort. Most of the time, it's never like one true one person.
Okay, so I'm not on this part yet.
Sometimes
Sort
it'll be,
the context of lakes.text.
But I know one thing. I woke up this morning, I ain't seen
If you
nothing.
want help.
Even if I did play, but
Just you said call on a friend.
I won't
If
say
you
what
want
be in
help,
my
yeah, you
account.
can
But
call
put
on
it
a
this
friend.
way.
Maybe somebody that's done it can raise their hand.
Oh, okay. Well, film on. If we're using just the sort function.
One
then
thing
it's
I
just
noticed that
sort
people in this
and
class
then,
or
like you
cohort,
said,
they call it,
lakes.text.
is I find people to be a little bit
Okay. Awesome. There you go. Go ahead and pick someone.
maybe
to
cliquish. I
do
don't
number
know.
3.
I will pick Max.
Yeah, I wasn't here yesterday, so I'm still trying to catch up on all this stuff. So
A lot of people, all you asked them to
behind.
do was to
Sorry about
read.
that.
That's okay.
Whether you didn't
does
catch up
anybody
or
want to
not.
help Max out?
You would type cat lakes text, and then the pipeline.
That's why I just simply,
And of course,
when I
sort,
learn my
and
lessons,
greater
I
than,
just do
sorted
something
link, text.
after class so I could review or just keep learning.
Nice. Thanks, Josh. So hopefully that made sense there.
But I
Max.
mean, like I
we were
said,
just following.
I
number
like
3
it so
here,
far.
Right.
I don't too much
So,
care for the
Once you
team
get there,
activities,
hopefully that
even
makes a
though
little
part
bit
of
more
the
sense for you.
program is learning soft
Let's see
skills
here. So
and
Josh,
working in
since
teams,
you
because once we
that one out,
progress
do
through
you
this
wanna
program,
call on somebody
you
else
know,
for the last
we're
one?
gonna be we're gonna be working on projects and teams. And so far,
Sorry about that.
I've been on
Let's go with
a couple of people that I've been grouped up with, and
Right,
I said, okay, we're supposed to do this, and they like no response. They don't even get up to mute, and they be doing, you be like hello, and they act like
All right.
they totally
Just like that, we've got our legs sorted.
doing a whole bunch of other things. So
Awesome work. Thanks.
And then
everybody,
some of
for
the people-
participating. We'll keep that going just to
um,
keep it a little bit more interactive. We're gonna work on.
and then
Unique
some of the
right now.
people,
So
I
everybody knows about the
understand
clear function.
you
If they
might
type
be at a
clear,
library
it just clears all that.
and you
in.
cannot
Let me
necessarily
close
be
this window
talking.
real quick. I'm sorry.
But I find the problem I have is that most of the people, like I told y'all the other day, a lot of the people are from other different countries. They don't live in different countries, but they are from other countries.
All right.
And
Hopefully that's a little better for everybody.
it's like
Cool. So Donald, I don't know if you want to start us off
they don't want
and
to
then pick
really,
somebody after maybe reading the first paragraph here, or you can.
I don't know,
pick
either
somebody.
they don't feel comfortable
I'm cool.
speaking, but the only way that you could really start practicing
Unique stands for unique.
your language,
It filters out adjacent
English, is to
duplicate
start
lines
talking.
in a file.
Everyone knows you're going to have an accent,
Unique deserts, that text filters
And
out
even one of the
duplicates
TAs,
of Sahara
teaching
Desert
assistant, she even mentioned it.
because it's
She said, to
directly
practice your
follows the
English,
previous
start
instance.
talking more.
The Kalahari Desert duplicates are not adjacent and thus remaining.
Awesome. So
And some people need to know how
hopefully
to
everybody
read.
understands
It's just this
that,
person
right?
I just was listening to,
because we're using unique to filter out
this black
deserts,
guy. He's,
it just duplicates or
he
it just filters
sound
out duplicates
like
of
country
Sahara
bumpkin kind of.
that
And he lives
directly
here in
follow the
Atlanta.
previous instance, right? So
And I'm
Kalahari
like,
Desert, duplicates,
well, y'all's a this
Jason,
and this, and he's
so
a young guy. He's not no old looking
like
guy,
it
you know,
says,
that
is that-
sound old. I don't
hopefully
know.
that,
I don't know.
makes sense. It'll make sense once we start.
He
typing
just
it
kind of,
as well.
you know,
So Donald, do you want to call on somebody else?
I need to make sure my name don't be called, so I'm listening.
Adrian?
A more effective way to use unique is to call sort to alphabetize a file and pipe the standard output to unique. By piping sort deserts.txt to unique, all
Wow.
duplicate lines are alphabetized.
Like I said, so far it's
and
pretty
they're
interesting.
thereby
I'm learning a
decent
lot,
and filtered.
and I'm kept,
So that's
I'm
what this
understanding.
line up
But
here,
it does take
this line of
practice,
code. This is what we just talked
especially
about,
when
right?
we
The
start
effective
learning
way to use unique is to
HTML,
sort.
CSS,
So we're sorting
and
through
the other
desert.txt,
software programming
and then
languages.
we're
So
piping the output to unique. And by piping
But
the sort
Code Academy,
unique,
which is
all
the
duplicate lines
learning
are
platform that we're
alphabetized
using.
and made
Now,
adjacent.
you can go on Code Academy
Cool.
and sign up,
Awesome. All right.
and you could go and
Adrian, do you
get
want to
the
call on the
basic
next person?
version and free version. So right now, as this nonprofit organization, they basically paid for the license. So we are at the advanced stage, and then after
Sorry,
it
I'm
ends
trying
in
to
January or
open up
so,
typing
middle
some
January, we
That's
have
okay.
access for it for free for 3 months
Ah.
afterwards. And a good thing about it is
Right.
that I've already anticipated on
Here we simply
learning,
send filtered contents
um,
to unique slash
other
It's,
programs that they're not
TXT,
going to
which
teach
you can
here.
do with the cat
You know,
command.
like Python. Now I don't know. Some of y'all may not
Exactly.
understand what
So
I'm
the
talking
cat
about.
command allows us to
but
view it, and we're just sending
When I've been
filtered
watching
contents like
different
unique
YouTube
deserts,
channels,
text.
one of the things
So that's this
that
line
is
up here,
important,
sort
you don't have to be
deserts.txt,
a
pipe
programmer. You don't
unique,
have
and
to
then send
be
it unique
software
deserts.txt. Output,
developer.
right?
Whatever your
So,
profession
Anna, do you
is or whatever
wanna
job you
Tell me
do,
what I need to type in, and then
you want to, you really want to learn
I know we worked
So
on
you,
the
use cat
how to
output
code.
the content
It's just like learning another
of
language.
TXT.
It's just like
So
if you could
between
learn another
cat and
language,
desert.txt.
like Spanish, French, German, whatever. Learning to code is like
Use
one of
cat
those
output,
skills that is very important,
Yeah, should be.
especially when you're going to
There
go
it
into
is.
working
All
work.
right. Nice.
And let me give you an
Do you
example.
want to call on somebody else?
Okay, let me see. How about the Kaiser?
Okay.
So let me give you an example in regards to
All right, thanks. The next point is
How,
use unique
if
to
you
remove
learn how to
the
code.
adjacent
Now,
duplicates
say
from
you are a
in desserts
blogger,
TXT.
YouTube
Okay.
vlogger,
The command will be
and
unique
you have a channel and you want to start writing your blog,
deserts
put advertising on your
TXT.
YouTube channel.
Okay. That look good?
You could
Uh,
learn basic
yeah,
coding
kind of, but the
just to
thing is,
even
I
to
think we
know
have
how to
the
start a
code
landing
advocate. Yeah,
page.
let's try it.
You don't have to do a full-fledged website,
Yeah.
interactive and all that. But say
Let's compare
you
these
want
real quick,
to
right?
start,
We've got at the top
Um,
here, we can see Arctic
you know,
Desert, Sahara Desert.
you want to
Sahara
start
Desert.
Patreon, which
Okay.
is another
It filtered
platform.
out the
And Patreon, you want to do a
adjacent.
podcast.
Right.
And
So now
you
I
want
just
to
put
do
down
a
here this
website
unique
where you can
deserts.
just do
We've
one
got
simple
Arctic,
landing page
Sahara,
to
and
advertise
and
about yourself.
Everybody notices it took out that adjacent Sahara, right?
That is where you want
This
to,
is what we're doing.
even just learning something basic for your own self, for your own
Would you
personal,
like to call on
professional
somebody
development.
for step 3?
That could help you.
Thanks, guys.
Let's
If you
go,
work
coding.
at a company, like say you work for an
Well, you
organization
might not be here right
and
now.
you work for a small company
Jeremy?
and you may know how to code. Every company has a web presence. And sometimes you can work for a company and they might, I'm not talking about no big, huge company work for Facebook or Google and stuff. I'm talking about like you work for an organization and you are in a team or a group and you may be the one to learn how to
Yeah.
Use
do,
the command above to use piping to create a new
basic
file name,
websites.
unique
You might be the
dash
person
deserts.txt
who could,
contains a sorted version of deserts.txt
manage
with no duplicates.
the website.
Okay.
Or if you are part of a
So,
civil
What should I do?
organization
What should I type
or
in my-
homeowner association, and they have a
Well, it's not
website.
bad.
Even
They
at
tell
my
you what to do right
Water's
there.
Edge where I live,
Yeah,
they have a
alright.
website. Now,
Deserts.txt,
I don't
space
go on
pipeline
there too often to see what's going on because
greater than space.
they may not have.
Space.
Obviously they don't have someone who
Dash,
manages it
dash,
that updates information and stuff. But if you're like a person who's part of the organization, and you that one person says, "Oh, well, I understand how to
That makes
manage
sense.
websites and
We can
update,"
cat-
you could
work
be
out.
the
Because we can
administrator.
cat look at it, I guess.
And you don't have to be
Well,
have a
we can.
license
I mean, we could, but
and,
it also
all this
doesn't happen,
extensive
which
coding.
Robert
It's
said
just
earlier,
the
we don't
basic,
have
just
to
managing
command
a
line, that
basic
means
page.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I will be learning to do is
something happened.
launching
Yeah,
my
exactly.
own
Something good happened, right?
website.
Intended.
You know, that's going to be one of my
Cool. All right,
projects.
so let's go on to, so that's unique. All right.
That's going to be one of my
So we're
projects.
sorting out.
And one of my projects, I'm going to do several
in
within these
piping,
several months or a year. So one
Now
is
we've got
because I want to
Brett.
gain experience.
I
Two,
think that's how you say
it's
it.
a great business
One.
opportunity for me to,
So,
you know, learn
Jeremy,
something
if you would like to
new.
call on someone else to start this next part.
I only see myself in the red. Let me go down to this. Let's see, I see the instructors. I'll do vanilla.
So anyway, I'm just still listening to the.
Yeah, first paragraph, right?
Boy, this 30
Yeah,
minutes
go
gonna
ahead and
be
just
all
read.
day.
We're starting here at graph
Yep.
1. And just tell us what this is
So,
and then read.
Basically,
about it.
you know,
Okay.
I'm just
Rep
saying, hey,
one.
how y'all doing? See who's in here.
GREP stands for Global
And,
Regular Expression Grid. Searches
I'll be
files
on
for
later
lines
on
that
this
match a pattern
afternoon.
and
And
then
yesterday,
returns the
last
result.
night, I didn't
It is
even
also
work.
case
I'm
sensitive.
lucky I checked my phone before I left home
Above,
yesterday
GREP search for
because
anything that matches
I went,
paragraph
checked the
and
schedule,
context.
and they had mandatory overtime, and then they removed it. They canceled it. So they didn't have
Okay.
mandatory overtime
And
yesterday.
then,
So I
Chris, if you
called.
want to call on somebody else.
Larry?
So I called one of my coworkers, you know, I had her number, and I called her, and she had worked. Her mandatory date was Monday, so they said they had overtime Monday. So when my date came yesterday, which was Tuesday, it was canceled. So I was like, she said that she came to work Monday, and they were not busy at all. She said they were basically yeah.
That we do not
And
use
then she
quotes
said that they
in
were
our
not even
command.
busy. She said they were
The above commands
basically standing
are a
around.
great way to get started
Um,
with GREP.
They had
You are
asked, they sent
familiar
20 something
with
people
the
home
regular
because they said it was
expressions.
too many people.
You can also use
So I was
regular
like, dang,
expressions
for that to
search
be a
for
big
patterns
center
in
like that,
files.
they
Awesome.
have a
Thank
lot of
you,
people working
Larry.
there. And
Regular expressions.
and this is the department
a-
I work at is sorting.
That's a
Sorting.
new one. Anybody
Not
here
sorting,
heard of regular expressions or know what they are? Raise your hands.
You know.
Thumbs up from Kai.
So I was kind of like, you
Too
know,
many thumbs up. Got it.
do they have too many
Okay,
people
it's
that
something
works at that
we're gonna get
facility?
into later on down
But
the course. So remember that
I don't
term,
know.
regular expression.
I mean, they have different
expressions,
departments, so it's not
adjuncts.
like it's one department, you know, like one.
It's important.
You know, it's
in
every
web
department. It's people who do packing,
and
there's people who do
we'll get into it right now
picking,
because
there's
we're
people who
doing
do what I do,
focused stuff,
you
but
know,
just know that once we
counting.
learn
It's like a
regular
whole bunch of different
expressions,
things you could do
you can
there.
incorporate
So
them into
for it to
command
be
line.
kind of
That's all I'll say. on
saying,
that, 'cause I
okay,
don't
we got
want
too many
it to get
people
too
and
confusing.
who wants to go home?
All right. So I think
hopefully,
Larry just read.
like I said, when
that
tax
part.
season
If
come
you wanna
around,
call on somebody
you know, it's
to-
time for me to
to
work
go
at
through the
TurboTax.
instructions,
I start training in December.
the floor is yours.
Then January or so, you know, I get to choose my own schedule. So if it's gonna be like that, then I'll work my schedule accordingly, you know, because I get paid way more money at TurboTax, and I could just make up my pick up more hours and do more overtime and get paid more money. So anytime Amazon says, "Oh, we're not gonna be busy. Who's gonna take VTO?" I would take VTO. Who's calling me? I ain't gonna
Charles?
answer the phone. I would
If
take
you're talking, you're muted, Charles.
I would take the VTO.
I'd love for you to hop on
So,
mute and read through the instructions for us.
Because I could always, if I make more money, say into it, I could work more hours and not really worry about working.
Or I could finish it.
All right, why don't you finish it since I don't know.
I could work
Fine,
more
it's on
hours
video.
with TurboTax versus tiring myself out those 12-hour shifts for
cat
3 days a week.
Space
You know,
mountains dot text.
so that's how I'm gonna look at it, like that. So
All right, so we're gonna
I don't
use
lose
cat to
anything
output
because, you
the
know,
contents of mountains.txt.
I'm just trying to
And they are Himalayas and
after a certain
Mountains.
number of months
All right, all of those. There's too many.
to
for me
take advantage of the other programs they have to
Larry, you
offer.
can keep going, or you can call on someone too.
I guess I'll try to keep going.
Man, ain't nobody want to hear you talk all the time.
Search
Someone
for
says
anything
pick
that
someone
matches
else to read.
mountain, so
I'll keep going, and I'm like, I can't. You know how some people read? They're like, oh,
Is this what I'm
it's
typing?
like, it's like, ooh,
yeah,
nerve wracking.
grep space mount.
You know, it
I'll
makes
just
it
gonna
more
say space
confusing.
mountains dot
Hey,
text.
Sharp Phelps,
Is that
it
your
makes it
final
so
answer?
confusing. It's
That is my
like,
final answer, unless somebody else knows otherwise.
Let's give it a go. Let's see what happens. Hey, look at that. Cool. So what did we just do? Right? We did
I
this
don't
very
know.
first
Maybe
one
I
up
need
here.
to learn.
Right,
Maybe
so
I'm
we
not a
did-
team player as I really thought I
Basically, we
am.
just did this.
I don't know.
But instead of America, we replaced it with
I know being a developer, working in
Instead of
teams is going to be
continents,
one
we
of the
replace
most
it with
important things.
mountains.txt,
So
right? So grep stands for global regular expression print.
I'm
It
just
searches
wondering. I'm just
files
wondering. I
for
don't
lines
know.
that
I don't
match
know.
the
Is it
pattern,
maybe
then
the issue
returns the
more so
results.
is
It is also case
different
sensitive.
people of different
So
age
above,
groups?
We're
You know,
saying
people at
grep
different
search for
levels.
anything that matched
Now, I'm not
America
saying, oh, people
in
should pick up and
continents,
learn
not
and
text.
understand. It's just
Okay.
I don't like.
So
I just
our
don't like
example down here,
this
our
cliquish
instructions, we searched
kind of
for
ways. You
anything
know,
that matched
especially
mount,
there's 60-something people in this group, but
anything
then
that matched mount in mountains.txt.
I feel at times
Cool. So we'll move on to
that
number 3.
the level of experience with the
Larry, you wanna
age
pass the
differences of
baton, or
people.
you still feeling good?
Let's just keep going. Let's just finish it off.
You know what? Let me interject because see, I can't hear
The
people
last one,
talk all
search
day.
for matches again, but without case sensitivity. So
Because see,
try
he wants to read because he trying to grasp it.
then
And then he said, well, anybody else want to go? And he said, let me keep on going. And then you trying to like, you trying to catch up because you ain't learned. You know, we have our self-study, which is called asynchronous learning. And when we come together, that's when we we really reviewing what we supposed to be learning on our own. And they integrating the information
Quick thumbs
again.
up. Anybody agree with that? Disagree? What's going to happen if I
That's
press
what we're
enter?
doing. So it's like we going over things right now is what we've already gone over on our
All right,
own.
let's do it.
You know. And the thing about it,
Okay, I'm kind of confident now. Y'all have
Okay,
boosted the
okay.
brother's confidence.
oh
Yeah,
God.
we got our list, right?
You know,
So we'll go back up to where we learned about it. So here,
I don't know.
grep-i America continents.txt. Grep-i enables the command to be case insensitive.
I'm just gonna
That's our
listen.
keyword right there. That's what we're looking for. Grep search for capital or lowercase
Because this is the
strings
same thing that we
match
reading
America
is what we
in
reading when we
continents.txt.
came before we come back as a
Note that we
group.
don't use
You know, it's just like
quotes
you're
or commands.
rereading things that you
Know
already
that?
done. So it could be vice.
And so
It could
it's saying
reverse
this
it.
is a great way
We
to
could
get
go
started
over
with
them.
grep
You know, we go
familiar
over
with
the
expressions.
lessons.
Right.
You know.
Again,
Then they say, okay,
regular
go ahead
expressions
your
we'll get
own
back
and do
to,
it. And then it's
but
like,
nice work, Larry.
why are you taking a quiz?
You nailed it.
And say, okay,
Appreciate
let's go
that.
do this together. And then you turn around and do the quiz
Next one.
yourself.
So that was grep 1.
Either
Now we've got
one, you
grep
did
2.
it before,
Larry, why don't you call
if you
on
finish,
somebody,
or afterwards.
anybody, I guess that's not Charles.
All right, let's go with
You got 60-something people in the group. I'm like, why is it taking so long to choose a person?
So grep-r searches all files in directory and outputs files names.
See, you have to be
and
able to
lines
know how to.
between
If you
match
can't, if you
results.
can't communicate in this
Dash
setting,
R
I could
stands for
imagine when it's time to
above,
look for a
grep-r
position,
search
and you
the
have to start
/home
interviewing
//
or working. Some people just, I don't know.
/workspace.
They I don't know. I have to understand. Some people be coming from different age groups. I don't know how old some of these people are. I could guess. But if you can't communicate, and I'm not talking about communication and code and technical, because the soft skills is what makes this program or this nonprofit organization how they go about the material. Everything ain't technical. Everything is not technical. Everything is not, we're going to learn JavaScript, we're going to learn HTML, CSS, Python. You learn those things.
If maybe Robert or Stephanie can find a link about it, but that's something
you
should
learn
look up
those things.
later.
But
yeah, so
the things you learn, the technical things we learn, it may not necessarily transition to your first job or any future career, rather.
We're looking for the string Arctic.
They just want you to learn it.
File names and lines.
And because a company's going to tell you what they want you to know and how they want you to do it.
If you want to keep going, you can. If you want to call on someone else, feel free to do so.
But the soft skills is what is going to be what's important. Now, I know I need to work on my soft skills, especially when it comes to dealing with different people, I guess. And I don't think it's about different people. I think
and I know
dealing with people in general.
Oh, then I could just keep reading.
Maybe we'll give her one more second.
Hold up, let me go back. Hold
on. Pop off mute. Awesome. All right. Well, let's go with Michelle. If you want to keep going.
All right, y'all.
Okay,
let me come back.
No worries.
I'll be back.
We got you.